wouldn't you say it sort of stole away the free will? Because I mean, like being groomed into a career, it feels like you don't have any other choice. You sort of have to run with the script. It feels like I mean, all our lives are scripted, but at least some of us have to get to say, no, I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be this. I can be this. But with you guys, it seems like it was like a thing of it's doctors or nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like that, right? But then when you're actually like in our state of mind, we didn't want to do anything else. I mean, we did accounting. I mean, one of our subjects was accounting and all of that. So we always had options. It wasn't a thing of like, this is what you need to do. It was a thing of like, you know, this is something that could be great for you guys, but it's obviously still our choice. And we literally just gravitated to medicine. Like we knew that was what we wanted to do. I mean, there was nothing else.
And we just love serving. Like you can serve in everything else. But for us, we just felt like, you know, the medicine theory is so amazing. Like we love how the body works, how things just like this can trigger this to occur. So we loved the concept of medicine. So having that with a background of passion, right? Because like every single time we were helping people, you know, in every form, teaching, because we lived in like a village back in the day, like with my grandparents, and we were the only school kids who like could speak English, right? Because we went to like an English school. So we would teach them that, and we would help them, you know, in them communicating with their people, with school and stuff like that. So it was always just a serving nature and spirit. So we just like, again, gravitated towards medicine.
Okay. All right. So in you guys deciding you wanted to do medicine, did you know what it entailed? Did you know what it looks like, years of studying, when you're going to get a job, or those processes, or did you figure it out along the way?
I mean, we knew the time that it took in order to become the doctor. So, I mean, we knew the dedication, everything that we were going to need to sacrifice.
Sure.
But to be honest with you, no one really actually prepares you for medicine, right? Everyone glamorizes being a doctor. There's nothing glamorous about it at all. And you actually find that out once you become a doctor that, wow, if I could go back, I'd probably do something else. But yeah, I mean, the work that it needed, the sacrifices that it needed, we were willing to do. It was very challenging. I mean, medicine,
especially at Wits. Wits was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the pass mark, the standard, the everything, it was like always a challenge.
Okay.
But my mom was a big help because she literally helped us in saying that you need to work hard for everything that you want. So we knew that hard work, we're not scared of it, but it was just a sense of, okay, we're here now, so all we can do is just complete it. Like we can't turn back, we can't quit. There's no plan B. So we need to get through this.
Okay, so how did you guys apply? Were you assisted, or did you know your way around moving from high school to university?
We did.
I mean, there was that
at the school that we were in,
Yeah.
firstly, did like career days, right?
Okay.
So from grade 11, already we applied to VITS and all of that. So we knew what was coming.
Okay.
And so we were prepared. We did the
You write
the
that
background
exam for
checks,
it.
the exams. We knew like this is what we must do, you know, life sciences, this and that. So we were prepared.
You were informed.
Yes, we were informed.
Okay.
And we did read up on it. I mean, some of our family members were doctors, so we had a little bit of guidance that this is what you guys must expect. This is what you guys will need to do. First years like this, second years like that. So we had a little bit of ease going into it, but the struggle was still real.
It was
still real. Yeah.
Okay, what are the requirements of a person that wants to become a doctor?
In high school, I mean, you have to take the obvious subjects. You need science, you need life science, you need mathematics.
Okay.
I think those are the only core ones that you need.
And to try and aim for above 75, I mean, right now the competition is very high and vast. So to try and do 80 and above, especially now, I mean, now they've got the Cuban trained program. So I guess that helps a bit, like bridge that gap. But generally to stay life sciences, sciences, mathematics, and then you can do like accounting, business here and there.
Okay.
And then to make sure that your marks are sitting on 80
and above.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do a lot of sports, like extracurricular like activities and stuff, because that also shows that you're someone who's quite disciplined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well
and can
rounded.
cope
Exactly.
with
Okay.
balanced, as well
Yeah.
as community service.
Service, yeah,
Things like
that's very
going to
important.
old age homes, children's homes and stuff can really like set you apart. And
Volunteering at like, hospitals or
and,
whatever as well.
Okay.
Yeah, shadowing doctors, nurses, that can also like help you.
Okay. So what ASP points? So you're basically saying a person shouldn't aim for minimum ASP. They should aim to go above.
Above.
You
So
have
what is
to
the
say
minimum
it.
one?
Sure. It's difficult. Depends on the varsity you want to go
Yeah.
to.
Okay, but
you know?
your guys' university, what was it?
So you needed, I think, how much was it? Like you needed an average of 80
Okay.
Yeah.
and above.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then anything lower, then they consider you, but you must, in that exam, you must do like really
Yeah.
well.
So
Because
you
you still
push
write
over.
an exam.
Entry exams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like medical related?
Yeah, it's a
Well,
medical exam, but it's like
Slash, what is that one? Like where they just test everything.
Like an
from-
IQ kind of test as well.
So English, some science is there, some maths is there too.
okay.
and you write it
difficult
at
maths.
Tux. It's
Yeah.
written at Tux, and
Okay.
then I think was it in grade 11 or matric?
Matric, yeah.
Yeah, and then whatever marks you get, then that also tells you.
Okay, I think I know the exams that you guys are talking about. Actually, isn't it like across everybody that applies for a degree? Like it's a national exam type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, we just know about medicine, so yeah, probably.
Because I also
Yeah.
remember I had to do a certain exam, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I went in because get a list.
No, we had to. It was compulsory for us. You couldn't be considered.
Okay, so it wasn't like an optional one.
No, it wasn't optional. You
Okay.
had
No,
to. Yeah.
we sat with people who were sitting on 95% there. So it was just
Okay.
like everyone thing must write that exam.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone in medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you guys have gotten in now. How
Yeah.
did that feel like?
Amazing.
Well, it felt amazing.
Yeah.
Hey? It really felt amazing, especially because, I mean, we didn't know whether we are going to get into VITS, but we didn't apply anywhere else. We only applied to VITS.
So,
Really?
Yeah, so we only had
Like,
like
yeah,
one shot.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
guys were skiing on thin ice. I don't recommend that, guys. Apply at all
Please don't.
universities.
Every
Don't,
university. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we were set. My dad had said, why don't you guys try applying at Maduns as well?
Yeah.
Why don't you apply at Tux? We're like, we're from Centurion. We don't want to go to Tux because
Yeah.
everyone that we went to primary school with is going to be there. And all
You
of
wanted
that.
something different.
Exactly.
Something
And we
fresh.
always wanted VITS. We knew we were going to be VITS graduates. So
Okay.
that was it for us. And by the grace of God, we got in. But
Yeah.
everyone. Apply everywhere
Yeah,
right now.
guys,
Yeah.
don't risk it because
Yeah.
now also there's a lot of people trying to apply. I think we even have
Everywhere, yeah.
a shortage of universities because
We do,
every
we
year
do,
there's
yeah.
a number of people that get rejected, not because
Yeah.
of marks, but because there's no
There
space.
isn't enough
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, so apply everywhere as much as you can and make sure that your grades are as high as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go in. You'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I was reading an article whereby there's like an over 800,000. Is it 800,000? But I saw it's an 8 somewhere.
Yeah,
of
800.
doctors that are unemployed.
Yeah.
Right. When you guys got done with uni, did you graduate on record time, or were there issues in between, or was it smooth sailing before we go into the unemployment rate?
I mean, there was definitely issues.
Okay.
Not just because of school, but because of family. You know,
Okay.
like we were going through a lot of
Okay.
stuff as a family. So we wouldn't say like clinically depressed, but it definitely did reflect in our schoolwork and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
some things needed to be delayed
Okay.
and sort of just put aside for some time.
Okay.
But when we did graduate, we didn't struggle with work. I mean,
Okay.
immediately Zian had Helen Joseph
Okay.
and I was by Sebokeng. In our years, there wasn't a lot of unemployment. The
Yeah.
big problem was more of the foreign doctors. They didn't get work.
Oh,
but
okay.
all South Africans,
the
according to
time.
my understanding, we
Yeah.
all got jobs
Yeah.
at
Okay.
the time. So this is definitely a new and extreme thing right now that's happening to them.
Okay. So did you guys apply by yourselves? Did you know where to apply? Was it like a thing of during your uni, you knew that you needed to do an internship, you knew that you needed to apply at hospital ABCD, or you got assistance from the institution?
So there's a system.
Okay.
So all doctors, like in your final year, there's a system where you have to go on the Department of Health, and then basically you have 3 options where you choose.
Okay.
And then they place you according to those options.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, you don't always get the options that you want.
Do you want? Oh.
You know, but it's one of those things, and a lot of the times, you know, people are married, people have children, and all of that. So some doctors may say, you know, they'll reject that post, and when you reject that post, you know, then you have to wait for the next cycle. So it's also not guaranteed that you are going to get a job in that second cycle, or you can swap with someone else. But there's a system. You have to go on that system. That's the only way we get placed.
Do you do it yourself, or like they let you know, like an announcement? Hi guys, it's the time of the year.
Yeah.
You need to go on the system.
Yeah.
So what happens if you don't go on the system?
Well, the thing is, it's open for a while, so you'll
like
get
3 months. I think it's open from usually between July and August to
about
just before
October.
September, October. And then they always set reminders, you know, they send us. They're like, look, we are about to close. The deadline is coming up. So they do make sure that we are well informed.
Yeah.
So you guys actually do get support, some sort of support to ensure that you end up getting jobs or getting placed.
Well, it's not a guarantee you're going to get placed, but we all have an equal platform of you applying for that post.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's equal across the board. Like you literally just apply for the post and then it just depends on where they place you afterwards.
Okay. So if you happen to reject this offer, what you have, right? Are you able then to apply for yourself personally, or you can't do that? Can you bypass the system?
No, not during internship and ComServe, because that's your government year. So you have 2 years of internship, 1 year ComServe. So that you have to do. Those are your compulsory years.
It's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable.
So this happens, you've done, how many years is medicine?
So it's 6 years of medicine and then 2 years internship, 1 year ComServe. So it's a total of about 9 years that you're
the actual, you know,
doing.
I thought I had problems as a law graduate, but no ways. 9 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can decide not to do internship and ComServe, but then you're never going to be recognized as a doctor in South Africa. So, I mean, a paper means nothing. You have to do the time in order for you to actually be a doctor.
Yes, in terms of medicine.
Oh, it's like with us, in order for you to be an attorney, you need to serve articles. You can't bypass it.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you guys have any like medical exams that you need to write for you to maybe go through the internship, or the system of being placed? That's just it. You just need to graduate and then you get an opportunity to be placed.
So once you graduate, you apply and then you get placed. And then we have a logbook. So throughout your internship, the 24 months through each rotation, there's a logbook where you have to meet the competencies there, and then they sign you off. Your consultants sign you off. So if you don't meet that, then you're obviously not going to be allowed to continue.
Okay. During the internship, do you guys get paid?
Yeah, we do.
You do.
How much do you guys get paid?
It's a nice amount. It's a good amount. Like, we can't lie.
Yeah,
it's
we
really
cannot.
good.
We cannot.
We won't be very specific, but
when we started off, I mean, this was, and I'm talking 2018. This is like 41,000.
On an internship.
Internship.
And by 2020, it was sitting on 42.5.6. So I mean, it's a good amount of pay,
especially as an intern. And do you guys do real work as interns?
No, you go through intense work as
you go through a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, we don't want to say it, but you're basically like a slave. But you're learning. You need to. You need to do your time. You know, you go through every block: pediatric surgery, medicine, orthopedics, anesthesia, gynae, and
HIV and all of that.
HIV, family and med. So you're doing your time. You need to do it.
You have to master your skills.
You do.
Because after you leave internship and ComServe, there's no one who's there monitoring you. You're on your own with the patients.
Okay.
And now you're the senior.
Exactly.
And then with community service, there's no money there. Or you still getting money.
And there's no money on top of that. There's more money.
There's always money there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a lot more than internship.
Slightly more. Yeah,
I mean, not slightly.
Maybe
it's
like
much
5 to 8,000 more.
Yeah.
So like from 40, you sit on 50.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
in your 50s.
It
Yeah,
do you guys get text or this is
No, you get
40
text.
Remember, this is
into your
overtime. Hey?
account?
This is not your basic salary.
Yeah.
This is your
okay.
overtime.
This
So
is with
overtime
overtime.
includes you doing calls, like 40-hour calls and all these other things in total. So it's your overtime. Our basic salaries are like 30,000 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay, that's
but
your gross.
overtime,
Yeah.
But overtime is what pushes you to the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's
So it's
a
not a
good
lot
amount.
if you consider the
Oh,
amount
so
of
if
work
you are
doing
this
for it.
person that goes to work at 7 and 5 you're out, you go home with 30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
About there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys have to say about Dr. Matthew?
Okay, first and foremost, already when he started off,
the get-go, we
I
were
was
like,
like,
red
a real
flag.
doctor.
Joking, guys.
Is he a real doctor?
I'm joking,
Red
guys.
flag.
I'm joking. Okay, so